I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
What's up, friends? We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
Hey, it's Dehjai.
And we're back with another reality conversation. If you've never been here before, we do reality TV and where it collides with real life. Today, we're talking friendship via Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, Atlanta's been, you know what? I have been enjoying Atlanta for the first time in a while. I will say that. I like that Bravo is bringing in vets. Like they're not trusting new cast members to be like just people off the street. They're bringing in people who have already been on reality TV. We've had people who've already been on reality TV in Dubai, plus like several really big personalities. And in Atlanta, they brought in Sonia Richards Ross, who had her own reality show for several seasons. So these girls, they know the rules of the game. And we don't have to deal with several seasons of them trying to figure it out like Drew is, which I wish they would get rid of her. Nevertheless, we are here to talk about friendship. There has been a lot going on with Kandi, and the girls are questioning whether or not Kandi is a good friend because, Sheree has been made a fool out of by this man in the halfway house. And something else happened where they were just like, Candy's never there. Oh, Marlo was saying Candy's never there for her with her nephews and inviting them over or whatever. So, what say you? Do you think Kandi is a good friend?
I think Kandi is probably the greatest friend, to be honest. I think that in the case of Sheree and Marlo, it's a whole bunch of BS because
Yeah,
you're wanting all this energy and attention that you don't give. And like Kandi is
that's the
a
one.
Taurus. So like she's a very loyal person. Like if it's reciprocal, then I'm gonna hold you down all day long. But like
Absolutely.
if it's sometimey, then it's gonna be sometimey. Like I'm gonna operate the same way that you do. And it's not no love loss or like I don't appreciate you any less or any more. It's just kind of like this just is what the relationship is, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
and that's what I perceive from Kandi. I
Same.
think that with Sheree, I think Sheree and Kandi used to be close at one point, but then once Sheree left the show, I think even Kandi made mention to it. Once Sheree left the show, she just kind of left the group.
Yeah.
So like what you supposed to do about that? Like these are issues that you all have within yourselves about the relationship that you have with me, and you want me to make the difference? Like that don't make no sense.
Makes no sense. And the thing that Sheree was basically saying is there were pictures of me all over the blogs and you never checked to see if I was okay. And my thing is,
That's
I
not
don't know how you
good.
feel about that. I don't about her crying when she was crying outside of the restaurant in Philly waiting for Tyrone.
I totally understand, but like none of that
And
is
I'm
my
just like,
responsibility.
that don't have nothing to do with me because I'm also a person who, listen, I can be having a terrible time, but if I don't want to talk about it, then I'm not going to bring it up, and I don't want you bringing it up. And
Hello?
so the fact that she doesn't bring it up, I'm like, Kandi, I'm like, well, unless you say it to me and you tell me you are having a problem,
Mm-hmm.
I consider it unsaid. I'm gonna act like I never saw the blogs. I'm gonna act like I just that's just
You
how
haven't
I
spoken
am.
about it, so there's not anything to talk about. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
especially because they aren't, it doesn't seem like they're that close in real life anyway. So why
not
would she be
anymore.
calling around trying to figure out what's going on with you and Tyrone? Because you could also receive that as like, oh, that person's just being nosy, blah, blah, blah. Like,
That part. And I think Kandi said that. She also like because they were at the Jamaican the curry dinner or whatever that
yeah,
Sonya was throwing. And so
Sonya.
she was just kind of like, yo, like had I come to you and asked you about X, Y, and Z, it would have looked messy because the information was told to me. It was hearsay. I want to give you the opportunity to tell me yourself what was going on if you so chose to.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I understand why there's no reasoning around that. I just feel like this season they're trying to create things out of nowhere,
Mess.
which is why I
Yeah.
can totally understand why Kandi got so aggravated in the sauna that day talking to them, because it's like, what are you talking about? Like
And the
you
same with Marlo. It's like, why would Kandi invite you and your nephews over? She don't have no kids. I mean, she had Riley in the house, but she don't have no kids at home their age. Why would she be inviting y'all over for play dates or whatever? Like her kids are babies.
Hello.
And you got teenage nephews. Why would that does
Like
not make any sense.
preteen and yes, and no sense whatsoever. But again, this is just to fabricate some sort of a story.
It was just a lot. Yeah, it was just a lot. So
I feel like
I think
Kandi is not ever really like problematic on these seasons.
no.
I think there was one season where she was like the bone carrier after Sheree left a little bit, but like it was
Yeah, a
just
little
like
bit.
whatever. It was just funny because she was like making fun of herself, like look at the tea that I heard, you know what I mean? Like and admitting to the fact that she was being messy, but like rest of the time, Kandi just chilling and minding her business and making a whole bunch of freaking money.
And
And I
that's
feel
the other
like
thing. It's like
folks be mad.
people. That's the other thing, and we talked about this. We had a previous conversation about this, um, talking about life after 30. I think it was. It's
Mhm.
just like you don't have time for all of this mess. I don't have time to be checking on 15 people who are not pouring into me. Kandi is on the road. Y'all didn't call it. Y'all ain't called to check on her to see if she's exhausted on her. You know what I'm saying? While she's doing this or that or whatever. Like, hey, you
On
taking care of
projects
yourself, sis?
anymore. You're
Has
right.
anybody called and had that conversation with her? No, you haven't. So why would she be investing energy into this relationship if you've not invested any going her way? That doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense whatsoever. But you know, again, fabricated for the TV.
Yeah, gotta be the case.
Um, I kind of want to touch on this whole, even though we're talking about this episode about Kandi, I kind of want to talk about the Marlo and Kandi thing. Not Kandi, Marlo and Kenya. I'm like, we know that they were gonna forever be frenemies, but like
Yeah.
this this feels like it did several years ago when they first fell out, like that type of animosity, like ready to fight, like at any
Yeah.
point this season we might see them going to blows. And I'm just like, what happened? Like all this long y'all have been just coexisting, now all of a sudden, like I guess Kenya just was like, you know what, I am tired, I am very
Marlo and Kenya are too much alike to be friends. They're just too much
tired.
alike to me. They're both messy. They both love to be messy in a confessional and say sideways stuff.
Yes.
I will say this. Watching this season of Housewives, Kenya is not as vile as she's been previously. Like she's
Yeah.
actually been very unproblematic. So
Yeah.
it's like Marlo is responding to old Kenya and old Kenya is not here.
I totally agree with you. I feel
So
like the
she's
last couple
thinking,
of seasons that we've had, I think her having Brooke has softened the hell out of her
I think
and
her
humbled
getting
her too.
divorced has softened her.
I think that too. I think I think that the divorce is humbling for her. I think that having that baby softened the hell out of Kenya.
Yes, I agree with that, but I think it's the humbling that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think if she had have gotten married, then she would have just been. We talked about Dr. Heavenly last in an episode. I don't know what the order is going to be when they come out, but like she would have been a Dr. Heavenly. Like I don't need any of you. I have my family. I have my husband and my
Child.
child that I wanted, and this is not my real life. I'm just playing along for the camp. She would be like that. But I think the divorce and realizing like, hey, I do need friends, maybe not these friends, but I do need friendships and people to like look after me, I think is what did it,
Mm-hmm. I can see
in
that.
my opinion.
Y'all
So,
let us know
but
what you
she has
think.
been, this is the least problematic because typically I am not a Kenya fan. I
Not
have
at
never
all.
been a Kenya fan. Kenya has always irritated the hell out of me from
Absolutely.
season whatever she twirled onto the scene, she has dragged my nerves. But this
Mhm.
season, I have nothing bad to say about Kenya, honestly. But you can't. But I feel like the people need a little off ramp or something. Like like everybody's just like, what? Where is the old Kenya? And she just is not there. She's just not for it anymore. And
And
it's
look,
like
that's
it's a
fine.
sharp contrast, though. It's a very sharp contrast.
I am with it. I appreciate this Candy.
Yeah,
This
I like it
it's
too.
fun. And to the point of back to Candy, even Candy was like, this is the best Kenya that you get. Like when Kenya is
Yeah,
drunk or tipsy and she's having a good time. Like Kenya is really fun. And I'm like, I am enjoying this Kenya. Like
same.
all
And even
the
with
other
her,
foolishness.
yeah, and even with her like putting all of the issues with Drew to the side, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just seems like she's just in a better place. And, you know, for whatever reason, be that age, be it divorce, be it kid, she's just in a better place and is a
It looks
nicer
good.
human. Yeah.
It
It
looks
looks nice on her. Very lovely on her.
very much so. So, girl, we're gonna see how the rest of this plays out. I feel like if y'all are watching Kandi Online, I love Kandi Online. She basically does like a speak on an episode after every episode of the show, and she did the same thing with the Kandi and the Gang, and it's just funny. I'm just gonna put it out there. It is high key hilarity. Okay, so make sure y'all are checking out Kandi Online so that way you can get some of the behind the scenes tea. I look forward to whoever's gonna be on the show tonight. I haven't seen anything queued up because I think tonight is another piece of like the aftermath of, or wait, are they going to the thing with Marlo tonight? I don't
remember.
But either way, it's gonna be drama, of course, between Marlo
and you know what? Quickly, just the contrast, because like I said before, we have talked about Dr. Heavenly. That video will be up around the same time. But like the way Kandi versus the way Dr. Heavenly conduct themselves on YouTube shows that it can be done where you don't piss everybody off.
No, say that shit, because Kandi really be asking them the problematic questions and be like, look, this is just what the people are asking. Like, I don't have no dog in this fight, but I want you to express yourself. She give people
like, I want you to have a space to come here. Yeah, like I want you to have a space to come here and say all the background stuff that we can't break the fourth wall, whatever, but like all the other mess that was going on that led up to this. Like, I want you to have a space to come and talk about it. Dr. Heavenly just over there talking trash about everybody. Like, we don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it that way. But even still, I feel like nobody would want to come and sit down with Heavenly. Because I feel like they're going to get to arguing. It's Heavenly, okay? As much as all the good things.
I think she had Quad on one time in her closet one time, and then she went and dragged Quad or something. Anyways, it was a mess.
Anyway, y'all know what we're talking about. If you are staying abreast of all the things overall on Bravo, then you can get down in the comments and let us know what your opinions are. And also, if there's anything new that's popped up that we're missing, let us know if you want to talk about it. As always, was there anything else that you want to add before I wrap us up, Cam?
Nope.
All right, as always, thank you all for watching, and make sure you're following us on all of our social media, and check out blackandcurious.com, and we will see you next time. Bye.